you've just come around perfectly full circle, bro, to exactly the thought I was thinking of. So firstly, you mentioned how you come to varsity to learn these things, these principles, these tools, right? These frameworks.
Right.
Big one. And that's another idea that we'll come back to. But
Sure.
you come here to learn the rules. And I don't know if you know the quote by Picasso. An artist, the purpose of the rules are to be broken for an artist. You learn the rules to the point that you can use the tools, and then as an artist, it's your job to break them.
Right. But there's the caveat. You said learn them first.
You have to learn them.
That's the
You have to
problem.
learn how to break them. So, you know Picasso's other quote: "Good artists copy, great artists steal." You were also having to copy artists before you started to make your own thing. And I thought about this quote. I was like, good artist, great artist. You know, I consider myself an artist, and I was like, what do I need to do, or what how can I break that quote in my own context? And I've sort of broken down the two types of artists, the good artist and the great artist, right? Being a good artist and that whole copying thing, like what is the copying thing? I think it's a matter of taste. So good artists copy, i.e., good artists have the greatest or the good enough taste to copy the right things that others will still appeal to. So you can't just copy anything, because when you copy anything, then
It's nothing.
it's nothing. It's nothing. And it might just be a disfigured amalgamation of nonsense thoughts. Now it's just that chaotic thing.
Hey man, somebody will pay $1 million for that painting. I'm telling you now.
But the thing is,
Somebody.
no. But the thing is, those guys who
Yeah.
have got to that point, they learn the rules.
There's a rhyme and reason to their madness.
There's a rhyme and
Yes,
reason to their
exactly.
madness.
Yeah.
But copying, being a good artist, is a matter of taste. And I haven't yet operationalized it, but I in my mind right now, I'm just thinking of the idea of that's why it's so important to curate your consumption, because that determines your taste. And if you're eating shit, you'll have shit taste. That's what's gonna happen. So, like, I guess that's how we can become good artists. But how do we become great artists? And I thought about the great part. The thing about great artists is they both have good taste, but they also can tinker. They know how to steal. Great artists steal. They know how to take an idea and transfigure it into something amazing, something theirs. They transfigure it to their own inclinations, their own tastes, their own style. And so I'm learning about, okay, how do I operationalize that? You need to copy a lot. You need to learn how to copy. That's how you get to that level. Then you need to learn how to steal. You need to take your own experiences and apply these different ideas that you're taking from everywhere, and you need to apply it to this thing. So when you, like, I remember I've been writing quotes for years. I literally have, like, in my notes, my Google Notes, I've been writing quotes that resonate with me for years. But I always felt sort of when I say these quotes, I felt some type of way about saying them and not quoting the authors, right? Sometimes I'll actually like change it, and then I'll want to not quote them, but I'll be like, nah, that's kind of slimy, which makes sense. In fact, that's very good. If you're not a great artist, you better quote everything. But when you become, if you're a good artist, you better quote everything. But when you become a great artist, it's yours. You've stolen it. I've taken it and I've made it mine. And you need to sort of get to a level where you've learned the rules and you've learned great taste. You've learned what really is good to get to the level where you can steal it and make it yours. That makes sense.
Interesting thought. I've got something that runs parallel and probably overlaps you in a lot of ways when it comes to the stealing thing. I think of it like this. True objective originality, I don't think exists, or at least not anymore. You know, the days of discovering new things, it's few and far between now, right? Especially when it comes to things like ideas in terms of maybe business or stories, stuff like that. I mean, so with stories, it's gotten to such a point where there's genres for everything. And people expect If it's a thriller,
With
it's got to
feeling.
have this. If it's a sci-fi, it's got to have that, etc., etc. Right? And so when it comes to the whole stealing thing, I think that, like you said, you're supposed to, you should learn, you should learn your restrictions, right? But then take from other people. It sounds aggressive,
It
but that's
sounds
what it is.
aggressive,
But that's
yeah.
what it is, right?
Yeah.
You take things, right? You learn the rules enough to know what to take and where to insert into your own thing, right? But sure, you can take something like a great detective story from the 1940s. Okay, take it beat for beat in terms of your scenes and stuff, right? If you take it, recreate it, and release it, it's crappy, right? You dodge, right? But if you take that, go back into your mind, growing up in the streets of Joburg or the Cape Flats or something. Replace everything with your experiences. Change a few things here and there. Add your own characters here and there. The beat's still the same. It's still got the DNA of whatever detective novel, but all of a sudden it's original. Original doesn't mean new. It means taken, remixed, added to. True originality does not exist. I don't think it exists. We just build upon what comes before. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think if you do it right, bro, you got something.